Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die at the roll of a dice. I'm your direct messenger, Oli Bateman, and I'd like to welcome my players back to the table, including Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
He woke up feeling rough from a bunk bed and killed a giant shark with Toll the Dead. It's Aark.
I'm also joined by IGN's Amy Mallett.
My fiery dream was super creepy. A baby Chino made me sleepy. It's Zakaiya Rubble Dusk.
And I'm also joined by WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilbourn.
See, I've learnt from last time and I've made my thing rhyme this time. So I'm Titus, and last time I claimed the top bunk, had a dream about a wrestling match in which I kind of stunk, awoke from that nightmare and harpooned a shark, not a skunk, and better latte than never, used the coffee machine to melt the ice and help us get out of that funk.
Oh, I mean, 3 or 4 episodes from now, we're just going to be straight up rapping. We're going to have a verse each, and that's how it's going to go.
Oh man, that I'm gonna give a little down the microphone clap. That's not me slapping something against myself. That is a clap.
He's really excited to start this week's episode.
Is everybody ready to go on an adventure?
Yes!
Previously on Dice with Death, Aark, Zakaiya and Titus plunged into the watery deep aboard a solar naval escape vessel to safety. Once submerged, the gang took stock of their party's health and decided to take a long rest. Titus bagsied the top bunk in the personnel quarters, while Zak and Aark opted for bunk beds furthest away from Titus's massive frame, which very nearly broke a bunk bed after a running jump into one. Everyone went soundly to sleep and drifted off into what seemed like peaceful dreams, but were actually hellish nightmares that played on the party's insecurities. Titus found himself wrestling a shadowy silhouette in the shape of his arch wrestling nemesis Volok before falling through space and time, where his one true love Zalu told him he would never be hers. Zakaiya basked in the glory of a druidic paradise before being made to watch it burn to the ground as a whispering voice in her head screamed, "It's in the deep, Zakaiya." And Aark discovered a haunting door in his own family house that led to a torturous room where his wife and children were bound and gagged while a tornado of parchment engulfed them, pulling them down into the inky grave. Everyone awoke drenched in sweat and a shade lighter, but before long, the party's escape pod was attacked by a giant Anglershark. The gang sprung into action, correctly discovering the escape pod's armaments, and unleashed a ballistic harpoon and an electric probe on the offensive creature, while Aark manned the pod's shields. The monster then encased the escape pod in ice, rendering it almost broken, until Titus, in an inspiring move, broke the onboard coffee machine, melting the ice with the rising steam from the machine's pump. Aark cast Toll the Dead in a final blow, imploding the Anglershark's brain into a million pieces. Gathering yourselves together after the fight, you all had a sweet bonding moment, successfully unlocking the chains that bound Aark's wings to his back. As he extended them and flapped them in triumph, you heard tapping on the side of the escape pod, and a voice that said, "Are you with the Solar Navy?" And that's where we are now. You all turn towards a porthole in the wall of the escape pod to see a pair of yellow headlights shining back at you from a small submersible. You then hear the onboard intercom crackle and click with feedback when you hear a voice say, "Excuse me, are you with the Solar Navy?"
Can I see anything in the sub? Or is it just the lights we can see?
You roll me a perception check.
Oh, I've got a drink in my dice tray. Hold on a second. Let me get out of the way.
Whoa.
It's a tap water.
Is it?
is
H2O.
Strong beverage on the playing field.
It's 16.
You look out the porthole straight through into this submersible, and through the headlights, you kind of see the silhouette of a kind of regal-looking humanoid that is not looking directly at you, but kind of looking down at what you assume to be some kind of clipboard with notes on it.
Okay. Is this through some sort of communication device?
Yes. So you are You're looking through the porthole directly at this submersible with her in it. So you've heard this message come on through the intercom, but there's no screen that's come down or anything. It's just you've just heard this on the intercom.
Can I go to the intercom?
Yes, you can.
And I want to do something like comms damage. That's what I want to do.
Okay. You hear the crackle and feedback of the intercom again, and you hear this voice say, "Excuse me, whoever you are, you have to push the button on the control panel to talk back to us. I had no idea what you just said. It sounded like you were coughing into your own hands."
Right.
I really wanted him to be like, that wasn't very funny. I see what you're doing there. I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Going through tunnel. I kind of want to try and make them think that the comms are damaged. So I'm just going to go again. Damaged.
Can I attempt a persuasion check and try to maybe through the porthole just like wave my arms like no like it's definitely down. Can I help in this effort?
Yeah. What are you? What's this going to be? Roll me a performance check.
Oh yes, of course. So 10.
You peer out this porthole in the side of this escape pod, and you see exactly what Aark has seen, just the silhouettes of people in a submersible staring back at you through these headlights.
I just give a very dutiful sort of thumbs down, quite sort of somber, like, sorry, the comms.
It's buggered in the background.
You hear the intercom crackle and click again as she says, I'm so sorry. Maybe you've not used an escape pod control panel before. It's the red button on the panel. Just go over and press it every time you want to talk back to me. Just over by there, just next to the armaments. Yeah, just press the button and talk. Okay.
She's so over it already, isn't she?
Is there a bit of paper somewhere? Is there a bit of fucking paper? I know there's a pen because you wrote someone's name on a cup of coffee. So you've got the pen. Is there a bit of paper?
Very well remembered, Aark. You pick up the pen and there's no paper, but the coffee cups that were used in the coffee machine, which is now broken, they're completely white around the outside. So if you wanted to write something in black ink on it, you absolutely could.
Can I put a letter at the bottom of every single cup? So I want to put communications damaged and then hold up the cups just to show like that the comms are damaged.
I mean, you could already do comms, not communication. Yeah. Let's be Twitter about this. You can cut a few words.
Dear friend, Brett Comma, I would like to let you know that the communication systems on escape pod whatever the code is, I'll just write the code down, 00114, are damaged. So we are unable to reply to your message with the comms. Really sorry. Kind regards, people in the escape pod.
Whilst he's doing that, I've written comms, COMS, R, just the letter R, fucked, and then the shrug emoji on one of the cups.
Your move, lady.
This figure who you can't quite see in the submersible just holds her head in her hands, just shaking back and forth, is turning back to the guards behind her and mouthing, and she's making hand gestures now. She's not angry, she's so over this. And then you hear the intercom crackle again and feedback and come on, and she says, "We're scanning your escape pod. Your systems have not malfunctioned. The intercom is working perfectly well. You've wasted so many coffee cups. Please press the red button on the console for damn sake, please."
Hey guys, should we have a little huddle here for a second? What do we think this lady wants?
Anyone who wants to can go ahead and roll me an insight check.
You haven't gone yet, Titus. Go on.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm best for the insight check, but I suppose okay. 8. Bad rolls out of the way early.
Titus, you think they're here for a cup of coffee?
Well, we're all out of cups, so fuck off.
Aark, if you want to roll for insight.
I rolled a 9 plus 6, which is 15.
15. From the looks of the submersible, the submarine, essentially, that is outside your escape pod, you know from your background, Aark, which we've not delved too much into, but your military-esque background, that this submersible is a combat submarine, but it is not in an offensive position. It is merely strafing to communicate with the escape pod.
So does it look like it is the Navy? Is it sort of Navy?
No, it doesn't.
Are they prisoners too? Are they escapees?
It's not an escape pod. It's an attack vessel, but it's not Solar Navy from what I can see.
Yeah, you see from the colours of it, actually, because the Solar Navy, all their submersibles are kind of a goldish yellow. Aark, you would know this from your time in the military and having spent time on multiple campaigns before. But this submersible is kind of, it's a lovely turquoise. It's like two-tone turquoise on the top and white on the bottom.
Okay, so the Solar Navy this is just me speaking to everyone, they are obviously very, very powerful, but they're not necessarily the most well-liked group of people. So I think we need to be really careful about what we say to these guys, because if they are in league with the Solar Navy, then we should probably say that we are Solar Navy. If they're not, then we very much should not say it, because he will probably be blown out of the water.
Shall we ask who they are? Shall we just direct the question back? Are you with the Solar Navy?
Good idea. Who wants to speak?
I will speak.
Okay.
So I run to the...
Say, when you press the button, say, "Oh, the red button." Sorry, we got confused. Just cover us.
I think she was expecting us to start writing in the wall with our feces. Right. So I hold down the red button. Oh, the red button. Sorry, we thought you said the bread button, and there isn't a button here made of bread, so we got really confused. Are you with the Solar Navy? Just put my finger off the button.
As you say this, you hear...
Put my thumbs up, like, yes, good job.
As you say this, you hear the responding intercom click on. Her finger hits, and you hear another sigh, and you hear "fucking bread button." My name is Aura Scalesguard. I am the military and political head of the Deep of Seracles. Who may I be addressing?
I will press my finger down on the red button again, and I'll say, "So, my name is Zakaiya, and we have Aark, the feathered one." And Aark sort of looks at me like, "It's not my fucking name," but I just thought I'd embellish because, you know. And the Thunder Bastard.
Titus Thunder Bastard Caligari.
Titus smashes me out of the way to get to it.
Knocks your finger off the button. Nobody hears his name.
Yeah, they just see him flexing in silence in the crowd.
What they hear is, "I am."
As your finger slips off the intercom button, you hear her finger go back on the intercom as well, turn to her guards, and she says, "We found them!" As she says this, you see tens of merfolk combat submarines appear 60 feet away from your escape pod through the mists of the thick green algae, ascending through the water like bubbles rising to the surface of a carbonated drink. Everybody go ahead and give me an insight check again.
Oh dear. I got a fucking 7. I'm so wise as well.
Titus?
I rolled a 19.
Ooh, and Aark, what did you get?
I'm really sorry to Titus. I rolled a nat 20, so I got 20.
Yes!
Titus, and especially Aark, As these combat submarines appear out of the deep, the green alginous thick of the water, again, Aark, you notice in particular that these combat subs are not in an offensive position. They merely look like they're moving as a troop would move through the water. They are not looking to make any offensive maneuvers on your craft.
I am gonna drop shields then.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bold move.
Okay. You drop the shields. You hear a boom as everything powers down. And you hear the intercom click again and a crackle. And you hear her go, finally. Where do I start? Aark. Or should I say Squadron Leader Aark of the 3rd Elite Storm Aerialists of Een. She looks down at her notes for a second. Exiled from your home planet, no less?
No one's called me that for the past 5 years, so hi, I guess.
It's a pleasure to meet you and make your acquaintance. I don't have the details of your exile in front of me, but from what I've seen, you've seen more combat than I've seen fish in the sea, right?
Am I right?
I've seen a fair bit in my time. Thank you.
Arrested for theft near the port of Uji. Am I correct?
Yeah, this is my life story.
I mean, probably best to hide your magic away from the Solar Navy eyes next time. How's the hip doing?
Do I know you?
Are you asking me? Or are you asking this person?
Both.
Okay. You know the voice. You know the voice not terribly well, but you would recognize it if you heard it.
Cool. Well, I'd probably just go, shrapnel damage doesn't particularly heal very quickly, so it's still pretty rough, but who needs a leg so when you've got beautiful wings?
Don't I know the half of it? Having a fishtail myself with shrapnel in it, fishtails heal better than legs. I'll give you that. Zakaiya, or the one-armed nuisance, as they're calling you.
That's a really shit name. I deserve a well better name than that.
I did not coin you that. It is just what the Solar Navy officers are calling you. You were arrested for attacking them? Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously I did attack them, but they attacked some dogs. There were some lovely little dogs, black and white fur, and they were all just hanging out and chilling and doing nothing of any particular harm to anybody. And I saw these Solar Navy guys giving them a good kick in, and I wasn't going to stand for that. So I may have jumped on a couple of them and like bitten them pretty hard. And I think I tore one guy's eye out, actually. I don't know if I still got that. I don't know if that's still on me.
Yeah,
that might still be in my pocket somewhere.
From the medical report, he will never see again.
I figured he had another eye. Yeah, I don't even know where the spare one's gone. Sorry.
Yeah, two eyes are better than one. But they took your prosthetic arm too?
They did, yeah. I mean, I was kind of beating them round the head with it at first when it did come loose. So I don't really blame them for taking it, but I don't like to see any animal get hurt, and I could not stand by and watch those dogs get kicked. In fact, do you know what happened to the dogs? Are they calling them the furry nuisances or whatever? Did they get away?
She starts searching through the notes on her clipboard, and she says, "I have no notes on the dogs. Has anybody got notes on the dogs?"
While you're looking through those notes, can you tell me how Zach lost her arm? Or because I still really want to know this.
She starts rifling through these notes again and says, "Oh, I think that's a story for you to tell personally, Zakaiya. I wouldn't want to divulge that kind of information."
Tough tits, Titus.
Yeah.
Go back to your cups.
Zakaiya, how are you holding up? You probably haven't had a drink in at least 12 hours, right?
Oh man, I had a baby chino and it was the best. But I don't remember much afterwards because I got pretty sleepy. And then I woke up and my companion here with the wings was blowing the brains of an Anglershark to bits. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. Oh man, I'm kind of exhausted, haven't slept great recently.
And it seems we have a decorated athlete and a minor celebrity in our midst too, Mr. Titus Caligarvey.
Always nice to meet one of my fans. You can call me Thunder Bastard.
Mr. Thunder Bastard, it's a pleasure to meet you. 5-time planetary tag team champion in your early career and 3-time interplanetary champion too. I'm so sorry you didn't get your shot at the intergalactic championship, but if I'm honest, Valak looks pretty good in the belt. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. But what else have you got down there on me about me? Can we move on now?
Arrested
Who's Valak? He sounds cool.
We've got to at times we're getting by. What arrested for? What? Because I don't even know why I was arrested. So what does it say?
Arrested for match fixing.
Excuse me?
What a fall from grace that would be. A previous champion charged with match fixing in a small-time league away from your home planet of Olay. Manager of 10 plus years. Elman Monroe up and vanished too. I mean, consequential? Tough break, Titus. Tough break.
Look, I was just with the RWA trying to make ends meet. Me and Elman go back a long way, but this preposterous accusation about match fixing is nonsense.
I am not here to turn you into the Solar Navy. I'm actually here to recruit you. You've all been done a disservice in your lives. Ever since interplanetary travel was only reserved for the most wealthiest of races and persons from the planets, everyone's had a very tough break. You see that when she's saying all this, she's still looking down at her notes. She's not quite looked up at you guys yet, but she looks up from her notes through the headlights and stares all three of you in the eyes. She's going to roll an insight check on you guys.
Oh.
With advantage because of these headlights. Okay.
That one?
Quite the opposite, a nat 20.
Ooh.
Aura notices that you all look pale, as if something has invaded your psyche and plagued your minds rather recently. She openly questions it and says, "Has something happened here? You all look like you've seen a ghost or..." And she pauses for a second, and her eyes widen, and she turns her head to the side towards one of her guards, and her finger slips off the intercom, and she mouths something while releasing her finger from the audio intercom switch, to which all the guards in the submersible kind of take a step back in shock.
I'm going to put my finger on the intercom, press it down and go, "Press the red button. We can't hear you."
She gathers herself together, kind of tells the men in the room to calm down, to stand at ease. And she says, "I got to get back to business. That Solar Navy ship was in breach of our peace treaty. I'm sorry that you were prisoners on it, but under no circumstances are armored vessels permitted to enter merfolk territory. They crossed the line. We must retaliate with force." Aark, you hear her say, "Merfolk." You know instantly who this is.
Who is it? Who is it?
This is, as she introduced herself, Aura Scalesguard, who is a very distant relative, but a relative nonetheless, of your wife. She carries on. She says, "We're advancing on the port battlements as we speak, but the merfolk of Seracles needs your help, and it needs to be covert and stealthy."
Did someone say stealthy?
7.5 feet tall, 300 pounds. You think you're stealthy?
I don't know. Was this seem stealthy to you? I'm going to do a backflip, obviously.
I mean, obviously.
Backflip into the shadows.
Yes, I want to backflip into the shadows, please.
Roll me an athletics check.
Okay. 10.
Titus, you attempt to do a standing backflip into the shadows in what is a very well lit escape pod. You do the standing backflip, but you misstep and you fall flat on your ass. You take 2 damage. Again, Aura holds her head in her hands and starts shaking, and you see her kind of start to say something and again remove her finger from the audio intercom switch. She kind of says, "Is this what Mr.?" And that's all you hear.
I reckon she's slagging you off. Just saying.
I could do this. Honestly, I can normally do this. It's just we're underwater, so it's fine.
It's all right. We got 250 gold coins from You've Been Framed.
Back to business. Your equipment, which you don't have on you, I assume, that the guards took from you all. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Your equipment is in the South Shore barracks of Uji. Our intelligence suggests that you'll find all your belongings in the confiscation sector of the armory. Or, if the captain takes a liking to a particular item, his own quarters. Help us, and we will owe you one really, really big favor. And she clicks her fingers, and as she says this, you see a team of 10 militarized merfolk deploy from one of the submarines closest to your escape pod with a rounded metal box adorned with hazardous chemical signs displayed on the side of it. The team of special forces then attaches the metal box onto the side of your escape pod with specialist underwater industrial soldering rods. A second, third, and fourth team of engineers then surrounds the escape pod, and you hear the sounds of rivets being secured into the hull as metal plates are then attached to the vessel.
Would I have any idea what they're doing?
Roll me a history check.
So that is a 15.
15. Oh, yeah, you know exactly what they're doing. You know that they are reinforcing your escape pod's hull and strapping a bomb to the side of it for a Trojan horse mission. You've seen Aark, you've seen this play done countless times in combat.
Cool.
And because the escape pod is on autopilot, they know exactly where it's going and what they want to do with that bomb when it gets there.
Can I put push the red button for the intercom? Just ask Aura, who has the detonator? You or us?
She puts her finger down on the intercom. You hear the crack. And she says, "You will, once you exit the escape pod at your destination." To be clear here, Aark, squadron leader, captain, it is on the side of the bomb that we have just secured to your escape pod. This is not malicious attempt on my part. This is retaliation for what the Solar Navy have done by breaking the peace treaty and crossing a territory that they shouldn't have. You and your crew are merely part of a solution that myself and Mr. Moto Hirakoshi have implemented.
I just want to remind you that Alec will be very angry if anything happens to me on your watch.
You see her sigh for a second, and then you see her kind of lovingly remember your wife. And she says, Aark, I'm not here to destroy you, to implement you or implicate you into any or all of this, but she would be incredibly proud of you for doing what you're about to do. This isn't some terrorist mission. This is war. You know war. This is retaliation for the crimes that they have committed, for arresting all those people on that ship, for taking you prisoner, for taking countless people from the port of Uji prisoner, and destroying the treaty that the merfolk and the squid people and the humanoids put together over 20 years ago. It's just a mission, and you have an objective, and you will be rewarded for completing that objective. Okay. Can I tell you the plan?
I'm going to take my finger off the intercom and just look at Titus and Zach and just go, you guys in?
Yeah, I mean, we need to get our stuff back, and I haven't really got anything else planned.
Like, this is very dangerous. This is not like there's a bomb on the side of this ship.
If they've got my arm and we're going head first into Solar Navy territory, then, we'll come out with our stuff again, won't we? It's probably where we would have headed anyway. It is dangerous, but apparently you're some war captain, which you didn't mention before. So I'm sure you can help with that.
I love that you're all finding out about each other, by the way. This is Oli Bateman talking, not a DM. This is great. Please do more of this and chat to each other about all of your pasts. Carry on. Sorry, this is great.
My head is really hurting right now. But, what I got from that is this is some sort of hero's quest, which case you can count on Thunder Bastard.
You see Aura nod and smiles a little bit, and she says, "You will be handsomely rewarded for doing this. I must tell you the plan, because the plan is very particular. It's been thought of for some time, so we have to get it right the first time. Once inside, set the timer on the detonator. That will give you enough time to retrieve all your personal possessions before the barracks goes bye-bye. Our intelligence suggests exit points are few and far between. You won't be able to go back out the way you came in, but there is a ventilation system on the 13th floor that leads to an adjacent cliff, or, if all else fails, there's the roof. Do this, and you will be regarded as a lifelong friend to me and the entire race of merfolk for generations.
And a hero?
Aark, I kind of already know you, so it's fine. Titus, Zakaiya, yeah, you'll be heroes, sure, whatever.
Can I look at Titus and just say, there aren't really heroes in the world?
Oh, how deep.
Oh, in my world, there are. Trust me.
Titus flexes his muscles and pulls on his singlet as he says this.
When can we get going on this? I'm pumped.
You see the Special Forces teams that have riveted all these plates and this bomb to the side of your escape pod usher away from the escape pod and return to their combat submarines. And you hear the intercom click one last time, and Aura says, "Good luck. May the wisdom of Mother guide you, and the wrath of Tempo prevail. I'm not totally sure what Mr. Hirokoshi sees in you all, but when you see him, send him my best." Aura and the Merfolk and Combat Submarine Unit descend back into the depths of the ocean and start to head north towards the port of Uji to execute their attack plan on the port itself, while you Trojan horse your way in.
So we are now basically a massive ass bomb. And we're going to have to make sure we carry out this plan well, otherwise we are all as good as dead, by the sounds of it.
A gentle flashing light appears on the escape pod's control panel, followed by a soft rhythmic beeping sound accompanied by a message that reads, "Reinitiate autopilot." The message is then replaced with another message that says, "Type Y for yes or N for no."
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, rather than us lot trying to steer this damn thing.
Mm.
Also, who's Mr. Hirokoshi? It's okay. It was a rhetoric. Silence.
Leave that bit in, Jamie. Don't cut that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you edit in like a pin dropping or like
It was great. It was really good role play. Just none of you were up for it, so it's your fault.
Really thought you were going to say something there, Aark, brother.
In the edit, I'm gonna make the silence longer as well. I'm gonna make it like
nice.
That's a good 15 minutes of just pure silence.
People think that the podcast is broken.
You see, the message is then replaced with another message that says, type Y for yes or N for no.
Okay, Y for yes, guys.
We're going for autopilot, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I say, autopilot it is then, because this mission is going to be toss toothpick in the air, catch it in the mouth, the bomb.
And we are also towing a massive Anglershark.
Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot about that. He's just Did she not think like what the fuck? Didn't ask.
Why didn't she ask about the Anglershark that we've got on the front of the ship? Like,
she got a nat 20 insight check and she's a fucking massive Anglershark.
these merfolk working around this huge beast going, I don't know what's happening. It's weird, isn't it?
They lift up its fin. Excuse me, sir. There was nothing on there.
Do we want? We've got it. Do you want to use it as part of our like stealthy entry? Do you want to maybe hide inside the Anglershark and then
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit like Luke Skywalker style, isn't it? I mean, we could do
more Trojan fish is what we're going for.
Trojan Anglershark. Yeah, I mean, do you think you're the wisest of us all, Aark? If we were to
Who, me? Oh no,
does another backflip, knocks himself out.
Yeah.
If we were to go into the barracks with it, do you think they would think that we were hunting it, like we brought it back, or do you think it would raise an alarm? Do you think it would blend us in, or do you think it would just?
Yeah, or could we release it near the bay and everyone get excited because they think that's an Anglershark out there, and then we can sort of dock in the barracks without anyone knocking about, really.
Oh, that's
a
good idea.
Actually.
I like that
Let's
idea.
distract them with the Anglershark.
So this is a plan now. This is a proper Ocean's 13. I don't know why I went for 13. Probably because it's the worst one.
Yeah. In the film version of this, Bruce Willis plays the Anglershark.
Right, so we're going to let it autopilot us into shore. When we're getting close to the barracks, you're going to use the harpoon gun. You're going to release the Anglershark. It's going to float in the bay. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, there's an Anglershark in the bay!" And then we'll coast into port. Everyone will be distracted. Then we somehow get out of the vessel. We pull that detonator off, and we're good to go.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
That's great. Can someone yell, "Release the Anglershark"? Release the hounds.
Autopilot reinitiated. Scanning all systems for malfunction. Coffee machine offline. Quench thirsts compromised. A surge of energy whirs through the vessel as the engines come back online and power you northwest towards South Shore Barracks of Uji. Right. So your escape pod is now back on. You are moving along with this massive Anglershark still attached to the side of your escape pod. The escape pod has been reinforced with metal, and you now have a bomb strapped to the side of it. You've got about an hour's worth of travel time before you actually get to your destination. Is there anything that anybody wants to do, either within the escape pod or preparing for anything?
I think we looked for it before. This is an hour's too short to even do a short rest, isn't it? I'm just trying to get my HP back to 100%, basically.
You can absolutely do a short rest in an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, would that heal me back up? I'm only 2 HP off my full HP, but would that work, Aark?
If you're asking Aark, yeah, I'm sure a A short rest will help you. If you're asking Jamie, then yeah, you can use one of your hit dice. You can roll back your hit dice.
Yeah, if you wanted to roll a hit die and get those 2 HP back up, you absolutely can.
Yeah, let's do that. So am I rolling a D20 here, or what am I doing?
D12, I think, for you, isn't it?
D12 for barbarians.
Okay. 9. Sorry, I had to work out which way to hold it.
So yeah, you don't +9, you just get back up to full, so you only have the 2.
Holy shit, I'm strong.
The Seraclean Ocean seems rather calm at night time. The hours of a new day are on the horizon as slivers of light from the great star of Valkanin, dance across the surface above you. And out through the portholes of the escape pod, you see nothing but an uninhabited placid expanse as the escape pod moves along. It's pretty chill. Y'all. Ahead of you, however, as the escape pod crests over an unassuming shelf of jagged rocks, a clearing appears deep beneath you, and a giant stone disc, 20 times the size of your vessel, set horizontally in the rocks, opens like the hands on a clock moving in tandem at opposite ends of each other under the subterranean pressure of the ocean. You start to descend into the blackness that this disc has opened up, and you see down into the tunnel. And you're eventually greeted by bioluminescent algae that light up the tunnel you've strafed into. After a few minutes of what feels like just, an airplane taxiing on a runway, you see the surface of the water, and the escape pod breaches and positions itself in an auto-allocated dock. You hear the pressure release on the airlock whistle out, and a big clunk as the exit's hydraulic doors open. You have arrived at the barracks.
Oh my god, release the shark. Release the shark. Oh, he's asleep. He's asleep. Oh god, no.
Release the shark! Can you imagine if we forgot to release the shark? How gutted would we be? Should we wake Titus up and tell him to, release the shark?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do you want it?
So
do you want to shock him awake, or do you want to do like a nice,
Can I? Actually, I think that what Jamie said's better. I just creep up to Titus. He's just sleeping unassumingly, and I just get real close to his ear, like my head on his shoulder, and I just whisper, "Release the shark." But like as if I'd shouted it, he just immediately wakes up like, "Release the shark." The magic words.
I'm not going to make anybody roll for anything because this is just funny shit. Titus, how do you wake up from this?
Shark! Where am I? Who are you? What's going on? Oh, bollocks, we're here. Release the shark!
You all start shouting, "Release the shark," but the shark doesn't release because none of you are on the harpoon.
Nobody's actually doing it. We're all just shouting, "Release the shark!" Hoping some fucker else will.
Can I run to the harpoon? Seems I've used it before. Release the shark!
It's the stealth mission as well. It's so funny. Like we've already fucked up our plan.
It just reminds me of that bit, in Arrested Development when they all start chanting speech, and like no one has any intention of doing a speech.
Yeah.
Release the shark. Oh, that's really fucking sick of me. Oh god, I'm crying. Right. So who wants to actually release the shark?
Yeah, I'll jump on the harpoon because I've used it before. And then what are we? Am I firing this into the bay effectively? Where am I aiming this shark? I'm so confused.
Can you do an insight check to make sure we don't fuck it up?
The back doors of the pod have opened.
Yeah, they've opened up. Essentially, where you were strapped in, that door has opened up, and the door on the other side, which kind of leads up to the roof of the escape pod.
Okay, can I? So I can see the open door.
Yeah.
Can I sneakily go over to that door and have a look out and see if I can see anyone around?
Yeah. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Yes.
Okay.
You're blessed.
No, I'm not blessed. I'm just guided. So
Oh, is that a different thing? Okay.
Guidance is you touch one willing creature, which is me. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check. The spell then ends. So I'm going to cast guidance and go.
Lovely. So Aark has cast guidance. He's essentially giving himself the ability to maybe add 4 to his roll, not give himself advantage. What did you get?
I got a 19.
Oh, that's
Wicked.
stealthy. Jungle is massive. Yeah, you stealth over.
Sorry, I actually got 23.
Oh, okay. All right.
Very stealthy.
Okay. All right. Someone's a stealthy boy. You stealth over to the door.
Can I have a look and see if there's anyone about?
Yeah. You poke your head out of the door, and you see exactly what Titus has just seen through the crosshairs on the harpoon. You see quite a large docking area for all these escape pods. But it's a large metal room with about 10 doors all around the sides on the sides of the room with raised platforms. It looks like you're in the bowels of like a ship would be in the cargo area, but for escape pods. You see about 12 other escape pods that are in this dock, but they don't particularly look very used.
I'm gonna head back in the ship and just go, release the shark if you want to.
Only if you want to.
We don't need to, but we can release the shark.
Whoa. None of this. What? We don't need to release the shark. We were never doing it because we needed to. We were doing it because it's fucking cool.
Yeah, plus, if we just leave, then the smell of the rotting shark on top of our escape pod might attract people to us. So maybe
this Anglershark is stinking now. It is now that you've opened the door, the waft of, like 3-day-old salmon that you've left in a Tupperware for too long, and you should eat because it's really healthy, but it's just sitting on the side getting really warm. That's what it smells like.
Yeah, let's jettison this shark. I guess. I'm confused.
Titus, are you firing the harpoon or not?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You fire this harpoon with this.
Can I really quickly run outside of the ship and just before he's about to fire it, can I do a free willy punch in the air? Like, yeah!
This is exactly what you do, Aark. You exit the ship. You're going to need to give me an athletics check to traverse all these other escape pods to get to the other side of the room if that's where you want to go.
Oh, that's a 4.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
Okay.
Oh no, Free Willy didn't make it and he killed Aark.
Aark, you step out of the door and you misstep from stepping from one escape pod to the other. You don't fall down the crack into the water, but you do fall down and smack your head, and you take 3 damage as you do.
That's not good.
Release the shark.
Yeah, let's release
Sorry, has the shark been released? Has it gone?
I feel like after all that excitement, I don't think it was.
I was told to wait until Birdman here did a fucking Free Willy, so I'm waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting for you, Aark.
I see Aark absolutely stack it and go, you okay there, buddy?
Can we release the shark now, Aark?
On my back, I just go, release the shark.
So are we thinking we're just going to stick this up at the other end of the room to attract attention to that, potentially? Is that the plan here, guys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like no one's really thought this through, like how this would actually work. I mean, if there's nobody out there right now and the shark isn't necessarily going to buy us any more time, is there a way we could like send the shark out in a direction that other people might be drawn to it? So it gives us more time to sneaky.
Yeah, my plan initially was to release this in like the harbour. But
Yeah, same. But I feel like we all overslept that bit, and then we all started yelling, "Release the shark!" and nobody did.
Guys, what are you doing?
Sorry, I know you want to move this episode on, but I can't believe we're not going to fire the shark.
no, we never said we weren't going to fight. We said we can still release the shark. It just
Right,
might not be dramatic.
should
And I
we release
feel like
the shark?
shooting a harpoon whilst in the barrels of a place that we need to sneak around and steal our stuff back from might not be the best plan.
Yeah, plus we're loaded with explosives as well. You know, like there's so many things that could go wrong, but I still want to release the shark. Can we just release it in the most anticlimactic way and it just floats a few feet?
Can we just stop now, go very somber, and just go like a really somber music playing in the background, and just go, dear listener, we would like to apologise for not releasing the shark. As we promised you, it was a plan we didn't think through, and on behalf of me and my friends here, we would like to apologise sincerely to you, and thank you.
Please don't at us.
Please don't make this affect our 5-star review.
1-star review. They didn't release the shark.
I realise I'm hard.
You all keep saying release the shark or farewell shark, but there's no actual plan here. Are you walking away?
We
Are you
cannot
firing
leave
it? What are
this
you doing?
giant dead shark attached to this ship, because someone will smell it, come down, find the dead shark, find the bomb ship, and then we're in real trouble, right? We'll fail our mission. We also cannot fire the fucking harpoon, right? Because that'll attract attention. We need to, well, unless we fire the harpoon down so the shark can blob up just before the bomb goes off.
No, do you know what? Let's just fire the shark. Let's fire the shark
We're never going
to the bottom of the ocean
again.
Yeah, let's fire. Okay, I agree with that. Let's fire it to the bottom. It's underneath the water, which means it will hopefully not make as much of a noise. It was a good idea, but let's be honest. Had they given us the option prior to this, we would have not brought the shark with us because it attracts far too much attention. If we'd have known that we wouldn't have gone through the harbour, right, guys?
Yeah.
You all suddenly hear a voice from within the metal room that you're in say, "Hello?" And it echoes across the whole room. Are people in here talking about sharks?
Fire the shark. Fire the shark. Release the shark.
Is this the shark talking?
No, he's dead. And even when he did speak, he went, "Arrgh."
Yeah, good point.
Hello? Is that? I hear
Is
lots
that
of talk
Squiddy?
about
He
sharks.
sounds enough like
It sounds
Squiddy.
like Squiddy!
He sounds a bit like Squiddy.
Squiddy, is that
see
you?
An orange veiny tentacle appear out of the water.
Man!
Squiddy, my man.
The
Oh.
orange veiny tentacle that you had encountered on the ship that you're all imprisoned on kind of wraps around the escape pod, and the top of his head with his little eyes pokes out and goes, "Oh, hi guys. What's with the shark and that?"
Sorry, you didn't hear Aark and Zach saying, "Shoot the shark at whoever that is." I take it then, Squiddy. Good.
No, we weren't. I didn't cast speak with animals. He heard nothing.
Okay, fine.
I heard a lot of people saying release the shark, but is this the shark that you're on about, this angler thing?
Yes, please. Can you do us a favour? Sorry, I don't know why I'm speaking. Can you, Zach? Can you tell him to release the shark, but just not in here? Just get rid of the shark, basically, please.
Okay, so I'll speak to him in octopus. So, which translates to release the shark. We don't. So Squiddy, we're in a bit of a predicament. Maybe you can help us. We actually are working for the merfolk, who we know that you're like, good mates with and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I like those guys. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're sound. We're doing like a bombing run for them. We're basically Trojan fish. But we brought along the shark. We thought it'd be funny, release it in the harbour. It'd be a laugh and that. But now we've got the shark stuck here and we don't know how to get rid of it. What do
Yeah,
you
no,
suggest, Squiddy?
yeah, no, that does sound really funny. I bet you spent a lot of time going over that plan and making it perfect and getting it just right. But I really appreciate my input in the group. Squiddy and the humanoids, yay!
Yay!
When you say release the shark, do you mean just like take it off the hook, or what do you mean?
For fuck's sake, Squiddy, just release
No,
the shark.
listen, Squiddy, take the shark anywhere else other than here. You need to get out of here as well, because as we mentioned, there's a ship with a bomb on it, which I do not want you to be anywhere near. By
Yes,
the way.
Squiddy is our man. Let's not hurt Squiddy.
So take this squid. So take this. Sorry, take this. So take the shark and release the shark, but just not here.
Release the shark. Got it. And you see his tentacle pops out of the water, enters into the escape pod, wraps around the trigger for the harpoon, and pulls it. Squiddy pulls the trigger. The harpoon fires across the metal room with this Anglershark attached to it, which impales in the metal wall across the other side,
Oh fuck! I thought you were gonna kill Squiddy.
scattering this body of this imploded Anglershark everywhere and ringing out as if they were bells in a cathedral. Doom! As it hits the other side of the wall. There are Anglershark brains everywhere, and an alarm starts to go off.
So we released the shark, boys. I mean, we did that, but I feel like Oli got so sick of us talking about it that he's punishing us, and he's involving Squiddy.
Right, Squiddy, you get out of here now. Good,
There you go.
good job. We can't make him feel bad. Good job, Squiddy.
Thanks, guys. Did I do the
Nailed
right
it,
thing?
Squids.
Just don't be here when this bomb goes off. Get out of here, mate.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to be a vehicle for the DM's discretion with you guys, so I'm gonna go now. Bye. And
Bye, Squiddy.
he sinks into the water and down into the tunnel where he's been laying. You have this alarm ringing in this metal docking room at the moment. There are big red lights going off. It's piercing. It's loud. You've not been very stealthy.
No, we haven't. So let's set the timer on the detonator, guys. We have to make sure we've set enough time to get our possessions.
And we need to get to the 13th floor, don't we?
That's for escaping. Yeah, there's a ventilation system there.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull the detonator then.
Great. You pull the detonator. It's a little lever with a button on top of it. So you pull it down, press the button. It kind of levers down and back up like a slot machine would. And you see the time roll on the timer, and it says 30 minutes.
So, on those 12 doors, what is written on those 12 doors?
Okay, so you see the 12 doors in the metal room. Some of them just have like blank slates above them. One of them says stairwell corridor, and others say things like living quarters and armory, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, I remember that last aura saying something about they might be in the armory, maybe, or I don't know if it was the armory. Was it the armory? Either that or they're in the captain's quarters if he takes a shine to your shit.
Without rolling a history check, you guys all know that it's in the confiscation sector of the
That's
armory.
it. Oh, yes. So I was right. It is in the armory. Okay. Cool. Should we head in there?
Let's get to the armory.
Okay. So can I use me stealth to kind of like try and pry open this door very, very quietly? I mean, at this point, it's not really going to matter, is it? Maybe we could just headbutt it, Titus, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
We'll go for the speedy route, not necessarily the quietest.
I'll headbutt the door to the armory then.
Roll to hit this door with your head.
Ooh, 11.
This door opens.
Yes.
You headbutt it, and you fail to notice that it was already open.
We've already made enough noise.
It was left ajar, but this metal door swings open, smashes on the other side of the wall, and directly in front of you, you see two guards who don't even turn around to notice you because they've both got pairs of headphones on. and they're both watching. They're both watching something on a screen, but coming from them, you hear the sound of crowd noise and very hard to distinguish, kind of like reactive dialogue, as you hear what sounds like bodies hitting a trampoline from their speaking stones or mobile phones in D&D. Above that noise, though, you also hear what sounds like them both talking rather joviantly over that noise. And you hear them shouting at each other while they've still got their headphones in, going, "Here, mate, you got it all wrong. He's the one who hit Volok over the head with the steel chair." And you hear the other guy say, "No, you idiot. Calagarvey was the one who hit him with the chair. Volok was the one who tried that finishing move of his thing where he went through the stack of tables at Celebration Slam last year, but busted his kneecap doing so." The other guard then says, "That was Calagarvey, you idiot. Don't call me an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot." And they start arguing back and forth, shouting at each other while still wearing earphones, having not noticed you come into the room.
Can I roll a perception check for the rest of the room?
Yeah, of course you can.
14.
14. Nobody else is in this room. And you also notice with that perception check that no alarm is sounding in this room and no red lights are going off.
I feel like someone's given us a second chance at stealth, boys.
Yes, shut the door behind us, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's swinging off its hinges now, but we'll just put it to.
You all enter into the room. You close the door behind you, which is a very good move as it blocks out most of the sound of that alarm. And you're now in this room watching two guards argue back and forth with each other, shouting at each other while wearing headphones, watching what looks like to be wrestling highlights. Aark, is your passive perception 14?
It is.
It is. You see that on the other side of those guards, because they're kind of sat at like, they're in another metal room, but it looks like the entrance or lobby or reception area to go to another part of the building. So they're just security guards sat at a desk arguing over the wrestling stuff. And on the other side of them, directly on the other side of them, is a door that says Armory.
Right, we need to get past these dickheads.
Well, they've clearly got a good taste. They're not necessarily complete dickheads.
Do you think we could just, like, can you just distract them? Can you be like, your friends on floor 12 have sent me to say hello or something like that?
Oh, like a celebrity appearance.
Like you're doing a celebrity appearance.
If worst comes to worst, I can just headbutt both of them.
Did someone order a thunder bastard?
These guards are arguing back and forth and they start to kind of push each other and jostle each other about. They look like they're going to get into some kind of fight over who's the better wrestler, Volok or Titus.
Yeah, distract them, and then we can try and stealth it round to that armory door.
That's what I'm thinking. I am going to cast guidance on Titus.
Amazing.
So if you make a ability check, you can add a D4 to it in the next minute.
Aark and Zakaiya, you do also see within kind of like the middle of this reception room, like pillars that are metal pillars that are holding up the room. You are very deep underground at this point, so there's a lot of insidious rock kind of pressure and the force of gravity from all of the cliff faces and rocks that are above this building pushing on this. You know that these poles are kind of like load bearing, but they're wide enough that you could chill and hide around them.
Let's do it.
So what do we have to roll to try and hide? Do we have to do
roll me stealth checks with advantage? Aark, what did you get?
I got a nat 20 for one of mine. Sorry, you go first, Aark.
Well, I got a 14. So there we go.
Oh, I got a nat 20 with +2 for stealth. So 22. 22.
Thank you for doing that line again, Amy. Can you just do it again and do it even more smugly? Just like the smuggest you've ever done it.
Oh, I got a nat 20. +2, so that's 22, I think. I think.
You guys successfully hide behind these pillars. They are in the middle of the room, so they're not quite where this door is, where the guards are, but they do have a reception desk in front of them. Titus, what exactly is it that you are doing?
I would like to do a sort of run, flip, and then land, do a pose between the two of them while shouting, "Thunder bastard!"
Roll me an athletics check.
20. Not a nat 20, but a 20.
Okay, modded 20. You tell me exactly what you do. Tell me exactly what you do.
So yeah, they are 3 seconds away from swinging for each other, and they push, just enough gap to fit someone who's, I don't know, 7.5 foot tall and 300 pounds in between them. And I run, do a front flip, and then what's it called? Is it like the? It's like it's not. I'm picturing Usain Bolt's Thunderbolt pose, but with my fists closed, and I'm on one knee as well. Does that make sense?
It's kind of like a dab, isn't it? But like in a certain pose, yeah.
It's very Shane Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, yeah, exactly.
It's very Shawn Michaels when he's outside the rope and he's on one knee.
Exactly.
Okay. You run, you flip, you pose on your knee and kind of flex and dab at the same time. And these guards immediately stop what they're doing, turn to you, pull their headphones out of their ears and say, "Here, are you Mr. Titus Thunderbastard Caligarvey?"
That I am, and who are you two fine strapping lads?
Oh, that's very flattering of you, Mr. I'm Jansp, and this is my mate Mapple.
Jansen Mapple.
Jansp, with a P on the end. It's P. Jansp.
Get it wrong every time, Titus.
No. Jansen Tackle. Nice.
What? But we were just watching you on the TV. Does that mean when I think of someone, I can make them appear in front of me? And Mapple's, "No, you idiot!" And they start fighting in between each other, tussling, and go, "No, you idiot! You can't do that. You can't make people appear just in front of you by saying their fucking name."
Now, you two, what have you learned from watching this? If you start fighting your friends, you'll get nowhere in this business. Anyway, I bet you're both wondering why I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Titus Thunderbastard Caligarvey. What brings you to this super secret government lair down underground now?
Well, your friends over in the confiscated items area, which is where again?
Oh, right through that door behind us. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh, no, that's not a problem. You see, they have organised for me to come here and surprise you two and, I don't know, maybe get a selfie?
Oh my gosh, that would be so great. Can I get a selfie? You don't even like him. You like Volok more. No, I do. I really like you, sir. I really liked it when you hit Volok with that chair and it was covered in barbed wire and it was your early career and it was your tag team championship and that. I'd like a selfie with you, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. And just between you and I, Volok is a twat.
As you say this and you kind of put your arms around them, they feel the warming embrace of a very high respected well-known wrestler, and they melt in your hands like butter. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
9. Oh, I've got the thing, yeah. Hang on, where's...
Oh, yeah.
12.
These guys are butter melting in your hand. You really only needed to probably roll a 2. And
okay.
You are not dealing with special forces here. You are dealing with idiots, or as they say from the West Country, idiots. So yeah, they are yours to deal with what you want, Titus.
Okay, so they're watching on a screen. I'm just thinking, so we can get past them. They're watching this on a screen, yeah.
Yeah, they've both got their speaking stones or mobile phones out, with headphones in, watching highlights from the GWF, the Galactic Wrestling Federation.
just so I don't want any chance of them spying my two friends who are trying to sneak past. Is there anything we can balance the phone on to put it on like selfie mode?
Oh yeah, there's like a they've got a bunch of like papers and you know that stationery that holds up like A4 bits of paper all neatly on a desk, like a desk tidy. Got one of those you can put on.
Okay, so how about a photo with my good friends Clasp and Backle
Yes, sir.
in my customary double headlock, which I also happen to cover their eyes and ears with.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Mr. Thunderbastard, sir, that'd be great. Yeah, you only like Volok. Fuck off. And yeah, they willingly get grappled by you while you cover their hands and their eyes.
Right, and I sort of flick my head at the other two, at Aark and Zach, to make a move and to get into this room that they've shown is the confiscated area. Say Thunderbastard on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thunderbastard! Click.
Let's
Aark, go.
Cool. Roll me a stealth check.
I literally got a nat 20 again. Stealth is on my side today. I'm not even joking. So that's 22.
I got a modded 20. Ugh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
You
Ugh.
disgust me.
It's the equivalent of having fake boobs. I'm joking. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, you guys successfully sneak round from the pillar and then round the back of the reception desk where these two have been sat. And you get to the door.
Shall we? So is there a peephole or anything, or can we just push this open?
Is the door open? If I give it a little bit of a prod, is it gonna open?
Who's prodding it?
I'll prod it. A little bit of a prod.
You give it a prod.
Little prod.
Yeah, this door is open. These two guards do not do their jobs very well. They've been sent to the bottom of a barracks in an underwater government lair, and because they're incapable of doing their job properly, so the armory is fully open and accessible.
Okay, should we just creep in?
Whilst they've been doing this, I've been taking quite a few photos and going, oh, sorry, the flash wasn't on. Once more, Thunderbastard on 3.
1, 2, 3, Thunderbastard!
Thunderbastard! Oh, well.
Did you get it that time, Mr. Thunderbastard? You're not very good with technology, are you?
No, but I am good with wrestling. So, anyway, flannel and clasp. Absolutely great to meet you guys. Couple of favors I need to ask. First of all,
Right.
Don't tell anyone you've seen me, because I've got a bit of a surprise for someone slightly higher up, and we wouldn't want to ruin that surprise now, would we?
Oh no, Mr. Thunderbastard, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't tell anybody that you were in our secret government lair where we keep all our weapons that we're developing. No, never, ever, ever saying nothing like that.
That's the mad class. Always knew I could count on you. Also, I'm going to need to go through this confiscated weapons area, just because I know it's the quickest way, I've been told, to get to, well, if I'm perfectly honest, one of the higher ups. His personal quarters is where I need to head to get, paid, because he's such a big fan of yours. He wanted to pay me in person.
Wow, that's amazing. No one normally gets to go through the armory, but I suppose we do keep it unlocked, so you could go in there regardless. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh, don't worry. I can keep a secret. Anyway, whereabouts do I need to head if I want to see this boss of yours in his personal quarters?
Oh, straight through that armory. There's a lift that goes straight up to his quarters. You just need the code 11275 and that'll get you in. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Buckle, whoever said that you were stupid was, well, not a true wrestling fan, eh? Dance.
Aark and Zakaiya, have you guys made it through the door and into the room?
Yes, we're in the other side. So should we roll perception to check out the room?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I got a 21.
Ooh.
Just an 18 for me.
Just one of those pesky 18s, eh? You see a couple of doors in front of you. Of course, they're all unlocked. This place is not very well guarded, as I've said many times by these two. But you see one of them says main armory, and you see one of them says confiscation section.
Is there a lift in here as well?
There is a lift at the far end of the room to the right of you, which is about 60 feet away. But it looks like one of those big cargo elevators, like a freight elevator.
Right. Okay. So that's where, from my overhearing of that very loud thunder bastard conversation, that might be where we can find the big boss. But for now, shall we go to the confiscated bit?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
There.
Lovely. So you push the door open to the confiscation section, and you walk into this room that is adorned with so many huge, like, metal shelving units, the kind of stuff that you'd see in like a pantry kitchen, just covered in contraband. There's like very fancy underwater merfolk cigars, which are magical because you can light them underwater. There's bags of money, but they're super, super heavy bags of money. These are like 2-3 tons worth of like confiscated currency from different races. And you also see kind of a weapons and trinkets area at the other end of the room.
Okay, shall we start searching?
Yeah, I'm just specifically after my stuff.
And what stuff is it that you are after, Aark?
Well, if I had a shopping list, I am after one of my medals, some letters, some my armor, a dagger, my shield.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
10.
It's a 10. You find your armor, you find your bedroll, you find your backpack with all the stuff in it, whatever kit you chose at the start with your character. But you don't find you don't find your religious focus, and you don't find your sword, and you don't find your shield.
How about my letters?
Your letters are there. Are you hiding your letters when you find them?
Absolutely not going to hide them. I'm going to very carefully count them just to make sure I've got the right number of them.
Yeah. How many were taken off of you when you were arrested?
There were probably like 10.
10. You find all 10 of them.
Cool.
You carefully unfold and press them to get them back into the condition that they were in, but a lot of guards have kind of been in here and scrunched them up a little bit, so they're not in the condition that they were when they were first taken off of you.
Okay, so I'm a bit sad about that, but
some of them are pristine, some of them are still in pristine condition, but some of them are very worse for wear. The longest one that is there it's a little bit torn, it's a little bit stained, and it's a little bit scrunched.
Okay, just gonna put them in my bag. But I'm very happy that I found them.
Yeah.
So this is kind of really what Aark really wanted to find. He didn't really care about anything else. He just cares about this.
Okay. Zakaiya.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you're looking for within this room? What stuff are you looking for? Obviously, your prosthetic arm is one thing, right?
Of course. So the biggest thing is my prosthetic arm, which is a wooden a sort of arm with a small attachment that has been handcrafted for me, and carved into the wooden sort of flesh of the arm is a bear. So that's what I'm after. I'm also after my backpack, my bedroll, my druidic focus, the mess kit, all those kind of little rope and bits and pieces. And I'm also after a wooden splintered house sign, like a kind of like a sign that would go above a door. And it's got a word written on it in Gnomish, but it's been charred and slightly burnt and is splintering, but it's just legible. I'm looking for that too.
Roll me an investigation check. While you're doing this, we cut back over to Titus. Titus, how's it going?
Good. I think I'm going to keep the conversation going a little bit longer, actually, until I get a thumbs up. Tell me, boys, what are your favourite moments from Winterous Games gone past?
Oh my god, the Winterist Games. Well, I thought it was really cool that you came out on a motorbike that was on fire. I thought that was pretty sick. Not normally your thing, but I thought, the ice in the fire kind of combo worked really well. They just start rolling off the tongue about past matches that you've been in and start talking to you a little bit about yours and Volok's rivalry and how the rivalry has progressed over the last 5 or 6 years. What made you hate Mr. Volok in the first place, Mr. Thunder Bastard, sir?
Well, if you remember in the Goliath Royal Rumble, me and him had a bit of a coming together.
Yeah, something about your toe hitting the floor and not his. Something about you being last man eliminated and him being the winner of that match and getting that title shot and winning that title shot and wearing that belt and being the champion and you're not the champion and that.
Yeah, exactly. But enough about Volok, that twat. What are your favourite moments that I did in the past?
We cut back over to Zakaiya. Zakaiya, what did you roll on your investigation?
22. Very
22.
proud of that. Yes. 19 plus 3.
Great. You find everything apart from the sign that you wanted.
Oh.
And bear with me on this one, Zakaiya, because I've forgotten. Is it a wand that you have as a weapon?
A druidic focus.
Your druidic focus, got
yeah,
it. So you do not find your druidic focus. So you find everything else, but you don't find your druidic focus, and you don't find the sign that you're after.
Okay, cool. So I pop my arm back in place with a resounding click, and I kind of wiggle my fingers a little bit, move my elbow just to kind of get the feeling and the motion back from my brain to this arm, and I feel so relieved to have my arm back.
How does it feel to have been without your arm and now click it back into place in its rightful place?
I feel much more. I feel like a whole person. I feel like without that arm, that was something that it wasn't just a limb. It was something that was like intrinsically part of me and my sort of culture and my background. And yeah, now I just really want to find that wooden sign.
Aark, roll me an insight check.
That is a modded 20.
A modded 20. Okay. You see Zakaiya click her prosthetic arm into place. You've not seen her with this prosthetic arm before. It's incredibly well adorned and crafted. And you see exactly how she feels when she puts this arm back on, as if a phantom pain, a weight is being lifted off of her shoulders, and she feels not insecure anymore and just one with the world. Even though she's a half elf who has experienced prejudice throughout most of her life, also having one less arm than other people gives her that more kind of basis of being looked at differently in the world. And yeah, you see her a bit more complete than you've seen her before.
I'm just going to high five her.
Yeah,
nice.
I will meet that with the new arm. Well, with the old arm, I guess. The main arm.
So you guys high five. Are you letting Titus know that all is good?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, those two seem like they've got a brain cell between them. So we could probably just tell him to come on in. Maybe one of us should do the voice of like the Titus, this is the higher up man. We need to discuss the settlement for your bill. And then he'll just come in and they can get back to the work.
As you speak this out aloud, Zakaiya, you hear both go, "Oh, it sounds like you've got to go off there, Mr. Titus. Off you go. Go get paid. Have a lovely time. It was really nice to meet you. Thanks for the selfies and all that. I don't really understand why you had to put your hands over our face and ears and mouths and that, but we'll roll with it."
Hey, it's been great meeting you too, Gareth and Jansen.
And they sit back down in their chairs and go back to watching wrestling highlights. Say, "Wasn't he a lovely bloke? Yeah, he's all right, wasn't he? Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. Not as good as Volok, though." And then they start fighting again.
I walk through into this confiscated area and have a look for all of my stuff.
Roll an investigation check.
Modded 20.
Titus, tell me exactly what it is you're after of your equipment, bearing in mind all of it has been taken beforehand.
Backpack, bedroll, mess kit, rations, rope, tinderbox, torch, and then weapons-wise, I have a great sword, 2 hand axes, and a javelin I'd like back.
You find everything but the greatsword.
I feel like that's going to be in the big boss's office. What do you reckon, guys?
Feels like he's taken a shine to our shit.
Before we go kick the shit out of him, is there another room to this armory?
Yeah, there's a you're in the confiscation section. There is just the normal armory next door.
Oh yeah, let's search that.
Okay. You head out of the confiscation section of the armory. Once again, the door to the normal armory is fully open because these two can't do their jobs right. And you walk in, and this place is fucking brandished with weapons, like all out on the tables, sharpened, rifles, guns, everything is out in this room.
Oh my god. Can we do an investigation maybe to search for a certain weapon if we're looking for one?
Yes, you absolutely can. If you all have a specific kind of weapon in mind, roll for that, please. Roll investigation for that weapon. Aark, what is it that you're looking for within this room?
Is it just weapons in this room?
It's just weapons.
Okay. I'd like a ranged weapon, if possible. So if there is a firearm that I can have, or a beautiful crossbow, something like that.
You see adorned on the wall, you see rifles. You see bolt-action arcane rifles. And you see handguns.
Is there something that looks beautiful? I just want something that looks absolutely gorgeous. I want just a really pretty weapon.
Yeah. As this is solar naval standard issue weapons, the colors of these weapons, it's a bit like a Call of Duty like paid for weapon skin. You see on the wall this bolt action rifle that is adorned in kind of a yellowy gold, with a scope on the top and a very prettily made kind of wooden stock. It does have the solar naval crest embellished on the stock, however.
I'm just gonna look around to everyone, point at it, and go, "Do you mind if I have that?"
No, go for it.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I will take that off the wall and sling it on my back.
Great. Aark, you now have a bolt-action rifle. Whenever you roll to hit with this thing, you will +4 to hit with it.
Okay.
It has a long range of 320 feet and a short range of 80. So anything below 80, you will fire with disadvantage.
And what damage do I roll?
You will roll 2d6.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Anybody else? Zakaiya.
I was hoping to try and find a nice little dagger, but I rolled a 7. So there's more chance of me finding to buy Titus's toothpick and giving it back to him.
You do find a dagger, but it's not. It's quite busted up. It's
okay.
The daggers are close combat. Not a lot of close combat happens on the shores. It's always mainly range, dealing with land to sea. So yeah, you do find a dagger. It's not your dagger, as you don't really own a dagger. You've had hand axes before, but yeah, you pick up a dagger. Titus, what are you looking for in this room?
Like a great sword if there's one knocking about. I rolled a 15 though.
15. Yeah, you find a great sword on the wall. It's super sharp. It is. It happens to be in this kind of tan, orangey, leather wrapped handle. But then the blade at the top looks shining silver. It looks silver plated. It doesn't look like it's made out of silver, but it looks silver plated.
Sounds like it'll do for now.
Yeah. your damage with this one, because you are a barbarian, would be 1d10 plus
Go.
4.
Can I, before the DM fucks me over, can I pick up some ammunition as well?
Very, very good, Jamie. This is Oli talking to
Thank
Jamie
you.
now. Very good for remembering that, because I was going to fuck you over. You pick up some cartons of shells. You managed to fit 3 boxes of 20 into your backpack that you have.
Nice.
So 60 bullets altogether. Not bad. I think that's our shopping spree in the armory done.
Okay.
You hear from the other side of the room the kind of cogs turning and whirring of the elevator moving up and down. Doesn't feel like it's like coming directly to you, but the elevator at the end of the room is moving.
How about I push the button and then we hide?
Yeah, like knock a door ginger, like cherry knocking when you knock on someone's door and then fucking run. Yeah, okay, do it.
Okay.
I remember the code.
Glad somebody did. I was too busy concentrating on what their names were. So
You did a great job remembering their names. They were hard names.
Zakaiya, what's the code?
The code is 11275.
Lovely. You put this code in.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the crunch and whir of the engines moving this elevator as it comes down the shaft. I love saying that, towards you guys. If you are planning on hiding, please roll me stealth checks.
Okay.
Titus, you first.
6.
Zakaiya,
7.
Aark.
22.
Oh, someone's nailed it.
Aark, you hide in the shadows like you're the wind, like you are a shadow. You move yourself behind some kind of cargo boxes that are littered with ammunition, and keep yourself hidden and back from the elevator doors. Titus and Zakaiya, however, Titus being the quote-unquote master of disguise that he is, hides in front of a pillar, while Zakaiya sits on the floor cross-legged, covering her eyes.
Oh, like a little kid.
The elevator doors open, and out steps this really rather rotund captain of the guard. He kind of waddles his way out of the elevator towards the armory, followed in tow by 2 guards and what looks like his own personal guard. So you have a captain of the guard, 2 tiny mini guards or small boys, and his own personal guard who exit the elevator, all in very smart military dress, all armed to the teeth. And in the seconds as the elevator door opens, you hear this fat grumbling captain of the guard say, with all these bloody alarms going off, I feel like I could do with something more to eat. And he turns to his guard, and his guard passes him a steak cheese sandwich that he's freshly prepared for him. And he scoffs it in his big fat fucking mouth, and he gets cheese all down his beard and down his neck. And the guard stands to attention and says, "Yes, sir. Made from my wife's very own recipe this morning." And he's like, "Oh, tell her she needs to be better at making sandwiches." Everybody go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Aark rolled a natural 1.
I rolled a 16.
Zach rolled a 19.
Titus, you see on the back of one of the personal bodyguard of the captain of the guard is your great axe. Zakaiya, you see around the neck of the captain of the guard is your druidic focus.
Oh, man.
And Aark, you don't see a single thing. But they now see you. And the captain, they now, see Titus and Zakaiya, who are stood by a pole, and sat on the floor like a child with her hands over her eyes. He goes, "What is the meaning of this?" Still eating on his steak sandwich. And he questions you, "What are you doing in my armory?"
I love this character's voice, Oli. It's my favourite so far, apart from Squiddy.
So what do you do as this captain of the guard steps up to you? His guards kind of ready their weapons as soon as they see you, and he questions you. "What are you doing here?"
I'm going to say we're here to bring you the buffet.
Buffet?
Mm-hmm.
A buffet? I love a buffet.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've been told, because you're due to have a celebrity guest visit you. So that's the reason for the buffet. Do you recognise this fine fellow? And I gesture to Titus.
Hello, my good friends Hansel and Gretel from the other room told me about you.
You see him in absolute bewilderment. Zakaiya, roll me a deception check. And then, Titus, you also roll me a deception check, please.
You go first, Titus.
9.
I actually got 19. I didn't
Ooh.
Yeah. 18 plus 1.
Okay. He doesn't really believe that you're a celebrity, Titus. In fact, he doesn't know what you look like, has never heard of you, has no idea about any kind of GWF wrestling. But he's very interested in this buffet, Zakaiya. Being the rotund, gorging man that he is. And he says, what's on this buffet? Do tell me, little child, what's on this buffet?
So we have a spit roast of a giant Anglershark.
Oh, I love Anglershark.
Absolutely gorgeous, huge, big thing.
I really enjoy when you take the shark off of the hook that it's on. I don't know what that's called, but you do take it off of.
I believe it's called. The French say "release le shark."
Yeah,
and that's the name of the dish. But yeah, it's you can probably smell it from here. Actually, it's left a bit of a waft in the corridor. If you give it a good whiff, can you smell a bit of it? Yeah.
It smells like salmon that's been left out on the side in Tupperware for days. I love it.
Exactly. That's the stuff. So we've got the shark. He's already bon appetit. And I was thinking of serving dessert some coffee bread. That is bread that's been soaked under a damp coffee machine.
Oh, I do really rather like wet bread. As he says this, his personal bodyguard steps out and goes, "Sire, I don't think any of these people are really here to give you a buffet."
Who's this cock?
I don't think any of these people are here to give you a buffet, and I think their promise of wet bread is ill-advised, sir. He lowers his weapon towards you, Zakaiya, and he goes, "State your business here, or leave, or I will have you arrested, or maybe kill you. I haven't thought through this speech because we haven't had someone attack us in a very long time. But do leave, please." And the other guards ready their weapons on Titus. What are you doing?
I say to him, "Sire, this man clearly wants more than his share of the Anglershark buffet. So I think you should turf him out because he's clearly trying to ruin your good time."
Yes, I think it's time for a surf and turf.
Roll me deception checks, both of you.
It's worse. 7.
14. We've gone down a bit from the 19.
This rather fat, rotund captain of the guard is starting to think that this buffet is a lie. He thinks it's a ruse. He thinks it's a scheme. Nobody promises me a buffet and then doesn't deliver.
Oh, but there is liver, sir.
You can smell the Anglershark.
And his personal bodyguards go, "Huzzah! Attack!" Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, it's about damn time.
Aark, if you could tell me what you got, please.
I rolled an 8.
Zakaiya.
I rolled a 10. Initiative is you get a modifier for it, don't you?
Yes, it's at the,
Yes,
it's
sorry,
at the
so-
middle of the top of your screen.
Yes, I've just spotted that. 11.
19.
Okay. Titus, you're up first, mate. What you doing?
So, just to clarify, Fat Boy, personal guard, 2 other guards.
Yes, 2 weenie boys, 1 buff guy, and 1 rotund covered in cheese on the face guy. This captain of the guard looks you square in the eye and says, Are you an impersonator? You meant to be somebody? Because I don't know who you are.
I'm going to remember that, but I'm going to attack this personal guard first because he's the one with my great axe, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm going to swing at him with the great sword that I picked up.
Okay, roll to hit.
7.
A 7 misses. You swing into this personal guard he kind of goes Kia and steps aside like some ninja in a Jackie Chan film. And you miss him with your attack. You have a bonus action and you have movement.
I will rage as my bonus action, which I should have done before.
Okay, you go into a full-on rage. You pull at your singlet. You pull your singlet shoulders down and flex and get ready to go into a rage.
Can I also say, maybe you'll recognise this as I take down the straps?
Yes, you say that, and he goes, I still have no idea who this guy is. Are you?
Fuck!
I'm nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know what you're meant to be, but you're here for me. I don't understand. He has no idea who you are. That is the turn of one of the guards, and this guard is going to go after. He's going to pick on the girl. I'm afraid, Zach. He sees you sat on the floor with your hands still over your eyes, thinking that you're an easy target. He's going to swing and try and hit you. He's going to try and stab you with his spear.
What a ball bag.
Does a modded 20 hit you?
It does.
It does. Okay.
Does beat my armor class. I've only got 12.
You take 3 damage as this spear pierces into your shoulder, right next to your prosthetic arm, which you've just been reunited with. That is the end of the guard's turn. He's going to stay where he is. This other guard is going to go, and he is going to attack Titus.
Big mistake.
Titus, you are currently raging, so you only take half damage to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Oh, goodness me. Does a 19 hit you, Titus?
Yes.
Okay, you take 7 damage. 7 piercing damage as this spear slices into your forearm as you hold it up to defend yourself. But I should remember what I say. That is halved, so that it will go down from 7 to 4. This guard steps back and goes, Isn't he meant to be some like action hero or something? I don't know who he's dressed up as, but isn't it like that guy from 300 or like a Stallone or a Summit? He has no idea who you are either. Zach, it's your go.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Thunderwave. Remind me again, Jamie, out of character. I've got 2d8 on the effect.
So this is a saving throw.
Right.
So you need to have a look at your spell save DC, which is I have no idea. What
Spell save is 13.
And if they fail, they take 2d8 damage and get pushed back 10 foot. And if they succeed, they just take half damage.
Who do you actually want to go after here? Because you could probably get 3 out of the 4 people that are here.
Oh, okay. I thought they were quite close together. I'm gonna go for the guy who just stabbed me with a spear because I hold a grudge.
Okay, so you can get him, you can get the other guard, and you can get the personal bodyguard.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we can do. I'm also closer to my druidic focus now than I have been before.
You are.
So I don't know if I can try and channel that.
You are currently not wearing it though.
Damn it!
So, in terms of that, and for this disadvantage that I will pose, whatever total on the damage that you get, I will ask you to -2 from it. So I need to beat a 13.
Yep.
Okay, this is 3 Constitution saving throws. 2 of them got modded 20s.
Whoa.
And one of them got a 12.
Oh.
I've hit one of them. Fuck.
So the personal bodyguard and one of the guards will take half damage, and then one of these guys will take full damage. So tell me what the damage is.
A 5 and a 3, so 8.
8. Okay. So that's full damage. So one of these guards looks on death's door already. You have fried him into a crisp. His very well pressed solar naval uniform is now covered in those little bubbles. You know when like the cloth on your jacket rubs against like anything and the little bubbles come out. He needs one of those little removers. You've fried up his jacket really, really well.
Fried it up.
So the other guys will take half damage. So they look fine. They just look like they got a little electric shock. Is there anything else you're doing with your turn?
I'll stay stoic.
Okay.
I'll stay in position.
You stay stoic. You stay steadfast after firing this lightning from your hands. It is the fat, cheese-covered captain's guard man now, and he is going to multi-attack Titus. He's going to make 2 weapon attacks with hold on, what weapon has he got? He's going to make a multi-attack with his greatsword, so he's going to try and hit you twice. Does a 17 hit you, Titus? Does a 14 hit you?
The 14 does not.
Okay, so you'll only take your attacker. His attack only hit once, so you'll take half of the damage that he's going to give you anyway. The damage is going to be 2d6 plus 5. So let's see. You take 6 damage.
How are you looking?
Pretty messed up. But I want to save. I've got Stone's Endurance, but I kind of want to save that for if I'm about to die, basically.
That's the end of the Fat Captain's turn. Aark, it's now your go.
Go on, Aark.
Right, so I've seen Fat Captain absolutely fuck up my mate. So I am going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt. A flash of light streaks toward a creature of your choice within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, and the next roll made against the target before the end of your next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target until then.
Wow. Ooh, amazing. Okay. So is that, just to clarify, is that your next attack has advantage, or anybody's next attack?
Anyone, the person who hits him gets advantage. Next.
Amazing.
Has to be an attack roll, though.
Okay, great. Yeah, roll to hit, baby.
Oh, 15.
Just hits.
That is a 12 damage overall. 12 radiant damage, and he is glowing.
Okay, 12 radiant damage. He's glowing. He's dropped his steak sandwich because he can't believe that something has hit him, and he cannot see where it's coming from.
Just to say as well, it's a streak of like light, so it's pretty. I think it'd probably be pretty obvious where I am because there'd just be a trail of light coming from my hand.
Yes, you are revealed from the shadows. Everybody knows where you are with this radiant light piercing from your hands. Is there anything else you want to do?
I would like to, if I can for a bonus action, swap my walking stick for my short sword.
You do exactly that. You swap your walking stick for your short sword.
So I'm holding my shield now, and well, not my shield. I'm holding a shield and a short sword, and I kind of want to move towards the people so I can get involved with the fight.
Yeah, sure. How close do you want to be?
Yeah, I'll say I'll move 5 foot towards them, just so people can come towards me if they want to. But yeah, back
cool.
5 foot.
You're 10 feet away from these guys at the moment. Aark, roll me a perception check.
That is 17 plus 4, so that's 21.
21. What piece of equipment are you still missing?
My holy symbol.
You see it around the captain's neck.
Oh, motherfucker. I'm also missing my dagger and my shield.
Dagger and shield. You see a dagger in his pocket, in his holster, and it's your dagger. And you also see that his personal bodyguard has your shield on his back. Your holy symbol, unfortunately, is currently covered and dripping in cheese.
Oh, the ultimate insult.
I'm vegan.
Oh.
All right, it's fucking tree sap. What do you want from me?
Delicious.
Delicious
Ooh.
nectar tree sap.
Oh, very Moorish.
That is the personal bodyguard's turn, and the personal bodyguard is going to pull out his light crossbow, and he's going to go after Aark, who he can fully see now. He has disadvantage on this attack because a light crossbow has a minimum range of 80, so he's going to try and hit you. He rolled a nat 1.
Yay!
So the arrow soars past you and into the wall behind you, does not hit you. He is then going to step back about 5 feet towards the lift, and he's going to call the guards, and he's going to call his captain to jump into the lift and let's go. So he does that as a free action. Titus, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, I really want to kill the fat guy now.
He's still stood very still where he is, covered in tree sap cheese.
Yes, so I'm going to swing my great sword at him.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So you have advantage because of the glowing light of the guiding bolt.
15?
15 hits.
Oh, 10 damage.
Nice.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And you're slashing into this cheesy captain.
Mm-hmm.
You slash through his chest and hit his kind of... He's not a very armoured man. He's just rotund, so he looks like he's big and beefy. He's just fat. He's just super overweight and covered in cheese. So you slash open his chest, and you think for a second that cheese does pour out of his skin, but it is just blood. It's just blood. It's just the cheese has dripped off his neck and is in the wound that you have slashed open. And you go, oh, no, you made me bleed my own blood.
This is making me vegan.
Can I? This isn't trying to hurt him. But can I stick my foot out, a la tripping a child at school? So if he doesn't know where he's going, he'll trip over my foot when he tries to run to the lift, or is that too much?
As a free action, I will let you stick your foot out to try and trip this guy up.
I just don't think he's going to see it because of his belly, that's all.
Right.
I ain't seen his own feet in years.
He is that rotund. Okay, you stick your foot out like you're trying to trip a child, and you hold it there. This is one of the guards' turns. The guard furthest away from the pack, who is now at the back with this personal bodyguard, runs to the lift, puts in the code to call the lift, and the lift is now on its way up from the basement, even further below than you are right now, to the level that they're on. That's his movement and his free action. He's then going to use his light crossbow to try and hit Aark again, because he's seen where the radiant light is coming from. He has disadvantage on this attack. That's a miss. Another arrow flies straight by your head and into the wall behind you. That's the guard's go. It's another guard's turn. It's the second guard's turn. He's going to advance on Zakaiya, and he's going to try and kill you, Zakaiya. He's going to try and kill you with a spin.
Release the shark.
You hear the guard say, "That sounds familiar. Where did I hear that from earlier?"
There was a big shark floating in the harbour earlier.
Everyone was so distracted by it.
And Squiddy's like, I did it, guys.
Zakaiya, does a 12 hit you?
My armor class is 12.
Okay,
So
it
does hit.
It beats it. Okay, here we go. You are pierced for 4 damage. How you looking? Give me numbers, guys. Let's go around and give me numbers. Titus, what are you on?
5 HP.
5 HP. Zakaiya, what are you on?
I'm on 7.
Okay, and Aark, have you been hit?
Not in this, but I'm at 14 just for falling over a couple of times.
Zach, you're up. The guards have ended their turn. This guard has advanced and hit you. What are you doing?
Right, I'm half health right now, so I'm gonna try another thunder wave because I know it's the toughest thing I've got really that can deal a lot of damage. Given that I haven't got a dagger or anything yet, I've just got my hand axe and I'm rolling at a disadvantage for that.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to Thunder Wave, and this time I'm going to attack. So just to be sure, the guy who's just pierced me, is he the one who is looking worse for wear because he was Thunder Waved the first time with the bubbles on the jacket?
Yes.
It's him, right? So I could probably finish him off if I get right. Okay. Whew. Right, I will cast Thunderwave.
If you cast Thunderwave, you will get Guard and the Fat Man, which sounds like a sitcom I'd watch. But if you wanted to take a step to the left or the right, and you could aim it at the personal bodyguard and the other guard. So there's 2 groups of combatants that you could attack. Who do you want to go for?
The 2 guards.
So the personal bodyguard and the guard by the left.
Yeah, we need cheesy fat man alive.
Fine. Making Constitution saving throws, am I right?
Yep.
Cool. One of them gets a 7, so that's a fail.
Okay, that's fair.
And one of them got a natural 1.
Oh,
Oh! Yes!
Zakaiya, for him getting a natural 1 on this area of effect spell, you're going to do double damage to that guy.
Yeah.
So,
Thunder Wave and the Thunder Bastards.
yeah. So, which guy are you doing double damage to, and which are you doing just full damage?
Oh, the guy who is looking the worst for wear, I'm going to do regular damage to him.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do double damage to the guy who's looking better, so that it kind of averages out, basically.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, roll your damage, Zakaiya.
Okay. Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong dice. I'm on the wrong dice.
Got the wrong dice.
Got the wrong dice. Oh, so I got a 9.
You got a 9. Okay.
Yeah, 2d8s.
Okay. So one of these, the normal guard takes 9 damage, and he is gone.
Woo!
He is dead. You fry this guy to a crisp, and he crumbles to the floor. Not in a pile of ash, but he looks like he's been resuscitated too many times, and he's just died from it. He is collapsed on the floor, dead. You hit this other personal bodyguard of the fat man, the fat cheese man, and he looks incredibly hurt, but stays steady where he is. He is not down. Even with 19 damage, he is not down.
Oh, sugar. I should have had him. Oh, well. One guy down.
Zach, is there anything you want to do with movement or a bonus action?
I don't want to risk an opportunity attack. I'll hold fast. Stay true.
Okay. It's the fat man's turn now. And the fat man is going to use a legendary action to frighten a foe. So he's going to target one enemy he can see within 30 feet of him. If the target can see and hear it, the target must succeed on a DC 16 wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the end of his next turn. His enemy is going to be Aark. Aark, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw and beat a 16.
So I am proficient in wisdom saves, just so you know.
Yep,
So I add a... Gosh, what do I add? Add a 6 on. So I can tell you I've got a 9.
oh,
Oh.
Oh no. You are... Aark, you are currently frightened of this fat man covered in cheese, which is exactly what I would be.
I'm vegan. Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're vegan in real life. Cheese, not good. Steak sandwich on the floor, even scarier. real full fat mayo. Not good for you. You are frightened, which means that you cannot advance any closer to this guy. And on your turn, you will have to try and move away. But at the end of your go, you will be able to roll a wisdom save again to see if you come out of it. So, that is the end of the fat man's go, and it's Aark's go.
So I'm going to, use movement to walk 15 foot away.
Yep, you walk 15 feet away from this fat man. You are terrified.
Aark, where you going, buddy?
He's so fat.
So much cheese.
He is so grotesque. He has food in hair on his face, but he also has food in like his ear, in the hairs in his ear and nose. Like he's got a very well pressed uniform on that was clearly done for him, but he is just a slob. He is a captain of the guard who has been getting away with what he's doing in this place for far too long.
Oh man.
Aark, go ahead and roll me another wisdom saving throw.
I rolled a 9 again.
You rolled a 9 again. Okay.
Yeah.
You are still frightened, and you are 15 feet away from this guy so far. That is the personal bodyguard is going to use his movement as the lift comes down and opens up. It's a huge freight elevator, like with a big platform in the middle, kind of Final Fantasy style moving platforms. He uses a dash action to run to the fat man, grab the fat man, and pull the fat man back towards the lift. He's got him kind of he seatbelts him essentially. He puts his left hand under where his waist is and over his right shoulder and pulls him back, and the fat man goes because he just does not know what's going on. He makes it back to the lift, but he's used all his movement.
Hold on a second, because isn't Titus fighting the fat guy?
And does he avoid my leg stuck out?
Does he trip him?
And opportunity attack as well.
Oh yeah, and opportunity attack. Well, this is what I'm going to say, Titus. Mm-hmm. If you are putting all your energy into tripping this guy, that is what you do. Or you can put all your energy into an opportunity attack. It's one or the other. You've essentially, on your last turn, you essentially readied an action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you actually have to go with tripping.
Okay.
So this personal bodyguard is going to make a athletics check to see if he misses your foot. You got a 21. Titus, roll me just a flat strength check to see if your heel digs in and stands there.
17.
17. Okay. So your foot stays exactly where it is. It doesn't hook onto him or anything, but it stays there. The personal bodyguard does not get tripped. Now the fat captain has got to make a dex save to not fall over from this. You got a 4.
Yes.
So where this personal bodyguard has seatbelted his boss, pulled him back, your foot, Titus, stops him, and he unhooks himself from this personal seatbelt and falls straight back on the floor and hits his head. Titus, that is now your go.
Right, let's hoy the javelin at the personal bodyguard then.
Roll to hit with your javelin, please.
That is a 16.
Hits.
Come on!
You square this personal bodyguard straight in the chest, like in the sternum. It breaks a bone. Roll your damage.
Okay. Again, I almost nearly said which one's the D6. That's the normal dice, Adam. That's 9.
9 damage.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so hurt, but he's not dead.
Oh.
He's hanging on. He's hanging on by an absolute thread. It would be... Oh, is there anything else you want to do, Titus?
Sit on the fat guy?
You can use your movement to sit on the fat guy if you want.
What do we reckon, team?
Yeah, pin him down. Pin him down.
Can I do sort of a Yokozuna sit though? I realise that's not going to cause him any actual damage, but I just think it'd look cool.
Yes, absolutely. You do exactly that. Describe to me exactly, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, Adam, exactly what you do.
You basically, I'm picturing he's sort of face down, so he's on his belly, and I sort of straddle him, put my arms out in the air, and then just let my arse drop, effectively. It's like a slut drop, but your legs aren't underneath you anymore, basically.
So for the purposes of this, he's fallen backwards, so he's on his back. So he's going to get a face full of your ass. Yeah,
absolutely. Stink face.
Yeah. Great. Stink face. You do the stink face. He goes... as your bottom drops in his face. Your bottom, which is in a sweaty singlet, no doubt.
In the words of Megan Thee Stallion, if he eats ass, he's a bottom feeder.
So happy we had a WAP reference on this episode. Thank you, Adam. Great. That would be one of the guards, but he's dead. Yes. So it's the other guard now. This guard is now going to try and save his boss, who is on the floor with cheese. So he's going to run to hook himself around the fat guy covered in cheese, which does mean, Zakaiya, you get an opportunity attack.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Just for an opportunity attack, is that just
a normal roll to hit?
It's whatever you've got in your hand, kind of thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
He's getting away. I'm just going to quickly smack him. So
yeah, and you've got a hand axe, right? So you could.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You
so what's
you
the
could
stats for
throw that at him if you wanted to.
Oh, can I? Like Kratos style?
Yeah.
Could I God of War it? Cool. Right. We got an 18 plus 2. We got a 20.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a modded 20.
Yeah, that hits the fat man on the floor. You throw this hand axe at the fat man. Sticks right, in his shoulder near his jugular, near his large neck.
Ooh, in his rolls.
I love bacon rolls.
I love this guy. I almost don't want to kill him. 5.
5 damage. You so nearly did it. He's hanging on for dear life.
With an axe sticking out of him.
with an axe sticking out of him. So he is now being pulled by this guard, who pulls him back to the lift with the rest of his movement and gets in the lift. So this guard now has the fat man in the lift with him, and the doors are closing. Zach, that is actually your go now.
Oh fuck! The doors are closing. Can I try and use my crossbow to get one last hit in before the doors close?
Yeah, you can do.
Okay. All right. So I will roll to hit with the crossbow. That is 14.
Misses.
Oh.
Damn it.
Zakaiya, roll me a D20 luck check. Don't need to plus anything to it. This is just a D20 luck check.
Nat 20.
What?
No.
Honestly, nat 20. Fuck yes. I've had 3 this game. I've had hardly any the entire campaign so far. Normally Aark.
Zakaiya, with your nat 20 and your extreme accuracy with this crossbow, this arrow sails from your crossbow through the tiniest crack between the 2 doors as they close. And this arrow sails through to the back of this large cargo freight lift, which does have cargo in it, but is populated at the front by these bad guys. The arrow severs the cable that is holding this lift up.
Shit.
Oh, yes.
And this lift starts to tumble and falls at the velocity of which you've never... Aark, you might have seen something falling through the sky at this kind of velocity, but you have broken the cord on this elevator and it falls and it falls, and it goes a long, long, long way down. You just hear screams and cries and my steak sandwich. Boom. You've instantly nailed the fat man and nailed this guard who had dragged him into the elevator. This personal bodyguard who no longer has anybody to personally bodyguard looks back at you and goes, what the fuck? Is there anything else you want?
I'm so fucking chuffed. I wish I had an a Titus style joke up my sleeve to do a wow moment, because I feel like to me that's up there with the first frying 30 guards. That's like so unexpected. Yeah, man, I'm really happy. I feel a bit bad. How the hell are we supposed to use the lift to get up to where we're supposed to go? That's a bit tricky.
Say the buffet's closed.
Oh my god! So yeah, all right. So as the fat man tumbles to the depths of the lift, and you hear this like metallic echo clunk as him and his personal bodyguard fall into the abyss with blah 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 and lots of complaining about his cheese sandwich. I step over, peer into the depths, look at Titus who flicks his toothpick, and we just say, "The buffet is closed."
Okay, just to clarify something, the fat man was in the lift with his tiny weenie guard who has pulled him in.
Oh, not the personal guard.
Not the personal bodyguard. The bodyguard is still there, but you have, with part of your move, that's fine. You can peer over the edge and do all that shit. But the personal bodyguard is still at the edge of this lift. You have a bonus action, and in fact, you've used your movement to get there. So you have a bonus action if you have anything.
Nah, I'm good.
Fine. It would be the fat man's turn, but he's dead. So it's Aark's go now.
Cool, yeah, I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. So I point at one creature that I can see within range, which is 60 foot, and the sound of dolorous bells fill the air. Around it for a moment, the target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage. So can you make me a wisdom save and beat a 14, please? Well, don't beat a 14.
Okay, and but don't beat a 14.
Don't beat a 14, please. Thank you.
Don't beat a 14. You got a 13, but as a reaction, he's going to use Indomitable. The personal bodyguard can re-roll a saving throw. It fails. It must use the new roll. So, here we go. 17.
Cool.
So what happens?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing happens. You cast Toll the Dead. This kind of necrotic energy kind of sears from your hands that has this look of thunder and lightning on a really dark night. And it fizzles away. But he is scared. He is very scared. You have shown to be magic users, and he is not very happy about any of this. Right. It is the personal bodyguard's go.
Oh, hold on a second. Sorry.
Go on.
Can I say to the big beefy guard, if you give us all our stuff back, and help us get down to your captain, I can save his life.
He takes one look at you, and as you say this, it is now the start of his next turn. So as you say this to him, he extends an arm out into the lift that has come crashing down and killed his boss and killed his other guard friend. And you see the other side of the weighted rope rising through the lift, going back up, the counterweight that has been severed going back up to the top. And he says, I was only one promotion away from getting his job anyway. And he grabs the rope and he is pulled from the entrance of the lift straight up, like floors and floors and floors above. He is gone just like that.
Fuck, he's the Rufus Shinra of this world. He's fucking new in charge now.
He disappears. You are out of combat, and there is kind of like an eerie silence as you hear the clanging and clattering of metal that has crunched together from this elevator. And just as kind of the dust settles and you realize what the hell has just gone on, and actually how cool it was that personal bodyguard just abseiled into the air without...
It's pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty fucking cool, right? You hear this guttural, mechanical sound, which sounds like a living creature coming from the elevator depths below. And it screams out as if it was some kind of T-Rex in Jurassic Park and echoes throughout the whole building. And for now, that's where we'll end our session.
That's really good. Oh, man.
Yeah, last week's episode was very much kind of like a bottle episode, if you will, in sitcom terms. It was, you were all in this escape pod trying to get somewhere, and this was a lot more. There was some lore, there was some exploring, there was some fighting and some combat. If anyone listening really enjoyed that, go subscribe to this podcast. We're everywhere, aren't we, guys? We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts.
On the old spots.
On the old spots, on the old apps. Yeah, go and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. If you leave us any 1-star reviews saying we didn't release the shark, I think we actually did, although I got frustrated and did it, and Squiddy did it. But we'll leave that aside. It's fine. If you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, go to Dice Death Pod. I've said it right this time, Jamie. I don't have to re-record again. Talking of Jamie and Adam and Amy, Jamie, if people like you and want to follow you on the social medias, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I am Jamu1987.
Amy, if people want to follow you on the social medias and see what you're up to, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Amy_Mallett or on Instagram at I think therefore I Amy.
And Adam, if people want to come and hear your dulcet tones, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Adam Wilbourn.
We'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Dice with Death. Say bye, guys.
Release
Bye.
the pod.
Release the shark!
Release the shark!
Release the shark!